And we're live. Welcome to Prime Minds. I'm with my guy, Zmakin, and we're coming by you again today with another episode of Prime Minds. Hey, Z, how's it going today, my man?
Oh, I'm doing great, man. Just it's a beautiful day in the Pacific Northwest. I'm hoping there's people out there that are able to enjoy the outdoors right now in the crisp, beautiful fall time that we're having.
Yeah,
Just
definitely,
enjoying
man.
myself, man.
Nice, man. Real crazy last couple of weeks happening, huh, Z?
Yeah, there's been a lot of stuff going on, not only in the market, but you know, within Champions Ascension and other crypto related things going on as well. It's been quite a ride.
Yeah, quite a ride, I would say. And we'll go first about the NFT market, right? With this whole FTX thing. How you feeling about that, my man?
Oh, I am not surprised at all. I hear a lot of people talk about it, and it comes down to the fact that like these are unregulated banks that the central exchanges are, and uninsured, right? The only thing is like they don't have the same types of reserves, fractional reserves that banks require. I'm not exactly sure how crypto goes about it, but like even in banking, fractional reserving is a horrible way to run your economy. It continues to cause people to go into debt, and then there's no backing behind it. So when FTX completely over leveraged themselves and had very little reserves and lots of loans outstanding, it just kind of imploded on itself. But it was also a very strategic business move by CZ, the guy who runs, Binance, who was a major competitor of his, but also owned a large share of tokens. So
Yeah, really. And this is the kind of stuff that really hurts us, right? Especially with bringing on Web 2 gamers or people from the Web 2 world in general, right? Because when you hear NFT, when you hear wallet, when you hear those type of specific words, automatically it's just like built into our head, right? What is it? Either a lot of people call it Ponzi, a lot of people call it scams, or an easy way to get hacked and lose everything, right? And what FTX did is just kind of pushed us back a little further to, we were climbing up that steep hill, man, trying to improve ourselves to say, hey, we're not what everybody thinks we are, right? Those are just some of the negative aspects within the space, but it doesn't help when you have an exchange like FTX, basically money laundering money, loaning money to their other businesses in order to keep afloat, right?
yeah, no, it's. I mean, the thing that happened to FTX was good because they were doing very bad business practice. I read a comment where one of the people who came in and were kind of looking at what was going on was like, "This is the most blatant abuse of business accounting they'd ever seen." Right, so those types of things need to get quashed quick before they turn into bigger messes. Imagine if they had turned into one of the big four. You know what I mean? Like how they had the banks back when banks were too big to fail.
Yeah.
That's not the type of stuff that we want to support. It's good that bad players get rooted out now before they become too big, and it does tarnish the image, but no business is perfect, right? So in the end, if this makes it so that this type of thing can't happen again, it'll be a net win, but it'll be a short term negative for the crypto market in general. Not to mention all the other macroeconomic things that are going on.
Right. It doesn't help it either, right? And
No.
I'm all for regulation because with regulation comes mass adoption, right? And I do believe the crypto space, even the Web3 space, needs some regulations to a certain point. So stuff like this with FTX, because what did the guy lose, man? It went from 28 billion to under a million within a day was his net worth, right? Just because all the stuff happening, a lot of people weren't able to cash out their uh, their FTT coins, right? Because the biggest thing with this thing was, you know, their other company, which is a big, kind of like a big, like a market mover in the stock market, right? They bought billions of dollars worth of FTT coins, but somehow it wasn't even like actual liquid, right? It was basically FTX letting them borrow money, and in return, that investment was investing in FTT coins to keep the price higher. So yeah, a lot of crazy stuff, man. And that, I was deep diving into this stuff, and I really wanted to talk to it about today because it's really affected us, like all the markets, really, right? but now we're starting to have a little bit of, bump up in the price, which is good. I like to see Ethereum above 1,200. Getting a little scary seeing Solana there going to $11, but it kind of bounced back nicely as well.
It actually bounced back a lot faster than I was expecting. I think we had the holiday dip that I was talking about happen a week early because of the FTX crash. Usually, what I've seen is by the time middle of December rolls back around, we kind of get a bump back up. So everything's happening kind of on a faster pace this year. I don't know if that's going to affect all the cyclical stuff that goes into the new year as well, but it's a little bit different of a play. The FTX riled up the entire market, man. No matter what anyone wants to say, like, it was a major game changer. So
Yeah, definitely, and it definitely is probably going to raise a lot of awareness around auditing. I do believe exchanges need to be audited on a regular basis because stuff like this happens, right? You don't know where money's going, and then money goes to the wrong places, and that really hurts us. Especially as a small of a space as we are now, everything's going to hurt us. So. Yeah, very interesting week. But other than that, man, I still see a lot of projects pushing, especially Champions Ascension, huh?
everything's going really good over at Champions, man. Floor price just keeps getting higher. I remember a couple months ago we were talking about wanting to keep the floor price above 0.3. This morning it's above 0.5. So, half a ETH just to jump in the game now.
Yeah.
So, things are starting to get a little bit more real, I haven't looked at the number of listings, but I'm pretty sure we probably still have our standard 150 plus listings going on.
Yeah, and you're starting to see a lot more different wallets buy as well, and that's always a good thing, right? People are seeing the combat alpha, and it's really clean. Not particularly a big fan of the recent updates, especially with that view, because I was playing it today, and that whole new fighting view is just like, I do not like it. What do you think about that?
Come on now. I don't think I've talked to one person who has enjoyed that view. I was just playing earlier this morning, and with the Kark versus Eos, it was so broken just trying to play because the view that was from the side I couldn't tell the distance. Like I have two eyes, right? I have the ability to tell depth perception, but with the stance that he had versus the Eos, it was just impossible to tell how far away she really was. And I was throwing attacks and they would hit nothing. It was horrible. I've heard people talk like they felt like they were on a ship, nauseous for hours after playing. Plenty of negative feedback. But I get they have to try different approaches.
That's what I was thinking.
Game, right? Like we liked the first view. I don't think there's anybody who likes the second view. They'll probably hit us with a third view soon, right? Like they're gonna keep. We're still in alpha, so they're just gonna keep trying stuff out till they were like, you know what, this one's way better than the first view.
Yeah.
So
definitely, and as we know, and I know a couple of community members were really frustrated for the new camera view. That was the biggest thing, but we just gotta keep reminding ourselves we're still in alpha, right? They're still nerfing, buffing certain parts, certain moves, certain combinations, right? That just comes along with alpha, right? And then once we get to beta, that's when we can let a couple more people come in because we fix those major parts in the game that need to be fixed. And then, as you know, full release is next, right after beta.
Mm-hmm. That's quite a ways away. You were jumping way ahead on what we were talking about.
Yeah, for sure, man.
We're jumping way ahead. But I was just discussing this with some TPS members earlier today that based on the AMA that was just released yesterday with the Carver group, which I don't know if you made it, Dip, but there were 1,500 people in that AMA yesterday.
Really?
Yeah, that Carver group. I know Mr. Gray. I saw him over there. Mr. Nobody Won. those are just a couple of the people that I saw that were Prime holders that were from that group. But Ice Toad kind of admitted that 2023 is going to be a building year. So even in the roadmap, I had Legif point out to me earlier that they said that they're supposed to be coming out with full combat in 2023, and still building the open world late into 2024. So we got to remember, this is never going to be a finished product this upcoming year. Like, we have so much more to build on, and they already admitted they're going to continue iterating on it infinitely, as long as this game has players. So
hey, we want it done right? And if you see
Yep.
the map of the whole open world, it really looks crazy. Like the new updated one that they just posted, which I was just like, oh my god, like, yeah, this is really good.
Yes,
Like,
that was a nice. There's so much space. There's so much possibility.
right, so much space, so much possibility, and a lot to room to build. And you got to think they're probably gonna be building when the open world is out. They're still gonna be adding to it. Like, look, Call of Duty, Fortnite does it right. They come up with big patch updates, and then the update is, and there's something new in the map. I can see something like that happening.
Oh yeah, there's a game I play sometimes that my kids play a lot called Genshin Impact, and I think it's like 6 to 8 weeks they come out with a new update, and every like second or third update they release a whole new section of the map, right?
Yeah.
So it's like every 3 months they come out with a new portion of the map, and if Champions did something like that, like, there's so much. And if you think about the fact that we've heard Alpha before and talked about it in previous episodes, where there might be underground dungeons that people can do player created level type shit, right? Like, all speculation there, but like, to have those kinds of options, like, this game could be iterative for years and years, decades, like they said they want to run it.
Yeah, exactly, man. 20 to 30 years. That's honestly my our goal, for Champions Ascension, right? And you got to think, there's going to be so much within Champions Ascension. It's just going to be so intricate. There's going to be so many things to do. It might even get to the point, like, in the future, we might have to hire players to play with the Prime Eternals we have to do certain stuff.
We all hope it gets to that point, brother. We all hope it gets to that point.
Yeah, I believe in this. I believe we'll get there. It's just going to take time, and then 3 years down the line, we're going to be like, man, remember when we were just happy to get Alpha, and now that Alpha's out, now we're looking towards the full game release. I can see it now. And I posted up. I just got this big full view map. I mean, I really love this map, man. It's going to be huge. It's going to be so huge. It kind of reminds me, like, it's probably going to be as big as Skyrim, man. I know I keep saying that, but I'm a real big fan of Skyrim. And if this open world is anything like that, or anything like Red Dead Redemption, holy shit, bro. You're going to have very fun in this game.
Oh, man. I just saw on looking for Black Friday ads that they still are selling Red Dead Redemption 2 for $20 on sale for Black Friday, and that game has been out for a decade, right?
Yeah, definitely. So, and look at World of Warcraft 2. Perfect example. The game's been around for 10 plus years. People are still playing it. People still love playing it. They get immersed within that world itself, and I really think that's what Champions is going to do. And I'm excited for it, man. And the free mint's coming up soon, right?
Let's get into the Elemental Mint. We got just so everybody's aware, we do have a giveaway. We're going to do a live giveaway for everybody that's here. Following us on the YouTube. If you got anybody that you want to try and get in, tell them to jump on the YouTube. And then we'll have another one to give away. We'll do another 72-hour contest afterwards. So just stay tuned for another few minutes, and we'll talk about that. The whitelist that we have, but the information that has been released so far is that it's going to be a tiered whitelist. And primes will be essentially considered tier 0. We have not figured out what the allocation of whitelist spots is going to be per prime or wallet or holder. how that's quite going to work out. We have been told that there's going to be a Discord or Twitter ID limit for allow list spots, though. So they said they'll do obviously one tier 1 and one tier 2 per spot, or per Discord ID or Twitter ID. And a tier 1 is guaranteed mint spot. It's essentially going to be the same as a tier 0, but for non-prime holders. And then they're going to have a number of allocated elemental eternals that will be going to the tier 2 allow list spots. And what those are is a first come, first serve. So depending on how many go to that, it's supposed to be an over allocated allow list. And highly, nobody here hopes that it doesn't mint out with the tier 2, but if it happens to do not, they'll probably push it to public.
That's a double-edged sword, right? We want it to mint out, but we don't want it to mint out because, us that have been here, since December, January, February, we want to get different types of primes too, right? Like, for me, ideally, I want to get one of each essence, would like to have different families as well. And hopefully we can get that chance. But if we happen not to get the chance, that's not all bad, right? Because that means we're adding more players to our economy.
As long as we're actually adding players, that's the big thing. Is like when you start allocating a large amount to people outside of the economy, you don't know if you're going to get flippers, players, and yes, a lot of us want to try and like build a stable or try and get as many as we can. But at the same time, like if say 3/4 of the amount went to current prime holders. Most of them would probably start putting them on the market, and if we could keep it so that the primes were at a low price, I've talked about this since before we even knew there was going to be an elemental mint. We speculated about it, right? And I said it back then. The perfect price is going to be right around the cost of a video game. So if primes can get their hands on these and put them out there for $25 to $50 to $60, the price of used video games, then there's going to be a lot of gamers who will be willing to invest, because that's essentially like buying a digital video game, right?
Yeah, definitely, man. And the biggest thing is, I think the most important thing is how we word it to the Web 2 community, right? Because unfortunately, NFTs, unfortunately, wallets have a very, very bad vibe to them. Right away, when you talk to a Web 2 player about crypto, what do they say? It's a Ponzi scheme. It's a scam. You get hacked, right? So lately with people, I've been using different words. I've been using game assets. I've been using vaults, right? Because like a vault is something that it's not easy to get into. Like if you have a vault at your home, it's gonna be a pain in the ass to get in that thing every time. But that's how it's supposed to be. That's how a wallet works. So if we can explain to them kind of how that happened, I love what Reddit did, right? And you even experienced it, Z, because I know you have a Reddit NFT, right?
Yep.
No one didn't even know it was an NFT. No one didn't even know they were, it was anything type of Web3, and it did really well. That's what we got to do, man. My biggest thing is I haven't been out on Twitter a whole lot because I believe Web2 gamers aren't on Twitter like that. Just from my experience, every time I wanted to find out a new game or I wanted to find out which weapons is the best to use for Call of Duty or what are rare skins, what do I go to? I go to YouTube. That's the first place I go to. I go to YouTube and I go to Reddit and I look at certain things. That's the same thing.
You go to the places that have the information, not the places that just want to talk. Yep. Right? You go to the places that have the information.
Yep.
So that's the
Spinks is totally correct. Leave the Web3 talk for the Web3 folks. Yep. Definitely, man, because the Web 2s are going to be the one buying in-game assets, right? They're going to be the ones paying money for skins, paying money for
Yep.
weapons, the stuff that we're going to need to move the economy, right? So I think that's the move, man. Now the thing is,
What Jam City has already been working on for a long time, man. I'm telling you, they took so long with their regulation and even come out with any of their white paper tokenization stuff because they're setting themselves to be an exchange. Even with that level 2 should be that the way they can set it up and do an exchange is so they can do custodial wallets for those people who want to be the Web 2 people. So that'll be the easiest overlay for them. Is that way people can come in and all they think they're doing is using their credit card, right, or their debit card to buy something in the game or buy tokens for in the game.
right.
When really what they're doing is they're going to be their credit card is going to be, or debit card will be linked to their wallet, and Champions Ascension is going to be purchasing Ethereum or whatever coin they want to, and directly depositing that in Massina or Essence in their game, right, and
Right.
purchasing that from the people, the players, right, players who are generating the Massina, players who are generating the Essence, and want to then put it on the open market for purchase. So
Exactly, man.
and that'll all be done within house in Massina on the back end. So only people who are going to be actually the ones listing the Massina for sale, listing the Essence for sale, they'll have the UI to get in and do that. Most other people won't even ever want to get to that level. So all they'll see is buy, $10 worth of Essence and get, 50 Essence coins, say now. And another point it's 47.5, another time it's 27s. You know what I mean? That'll probably be how it works.
Yeah.
So
and something really interesting for the community here too, right? I was looking for the tweet right now on Twitter, but Champions put out something that those of us that own Prime Eternals would be able to maybe have some type of invite, something, maybe a link or something that would be able to let them play. This is where I'm just speculating here because I read that tweet and I know a lot of you else did. And I think that's going to be huge, right? That's going to give us an opportunity to actually reach out to the real Web 2 gamers because just letting people that are in the crypto community play the alpha testing, in particular for me, we do evaluations for our players and stuff, and this is the first, they don't know nothing about crypto, they don't know nothing about Web3 or wallets. We put them in the game and they're playing Champions Ascension, and so far every single one of them says they love the game. They don't even know it's a crypto game. They don't know it's Web3 game. What do they say? I love the skill based, I love the competitiveness, and I love the battle mechanics. That's what we need to do.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I've got a buddy who I've been trying to get to come over and play with me, and it's like it sucks because we have to play together. We have to be together, right?
Right.
And he doesn't own a champion, so he can't play it at his house by himself, and we haven't been able to get together on any of the times that Slice has been open. And it's just like, that is my guy since back in the day. We've gone hard, like hours and hours and hours in fighting games versus each other because we're fairly evenly matched, right? And man, that is the one person that I want to play and have not been able to. But I'll tell you, because you missed the AMA yesterday, they dropped it. That what they're talking about is soon they're going to have a friends list or guest list where if you know a Prime Eternal, you can get an invite code to essentially download the client and play. And it sounds like it'll probably be like a one-time code or like a short-term access, right?
Yeah.
But that's what it sounds like. So that way we can do things like, hey, give it to my buddy and be like, hey, just download this client. You'll have all these times to be able to play. Let's fucking game, right?
Yeah.
And he won't have to own a Prime at that point in time, nor will he have to own an Elemental. So,
yeah.
If they're going to do this for both the Prime Eternals and the Elemental Eternals after Mint, and we do get, another, let's just say we're lucky enough to double the amount of individual wallets that hold any kind of Eternal from Champions Ascension.
Mm-hmm.
That's 4,000 different people, hopefully, or at least 3,500 different people that have the opportunity to then reach out to 3,500 other different people,
Yeah.
or use their network to spread that information to reach even more people.
Yeah,
So
definitely. And Pierre had a good thing too. You know, most of the people that we do know don't have the specs to play this game, right? That's why it's important. And I'm very interested. And you know, mobile's a long way. We all know that. Mobile's probably a couple years away. I'm just speculating and I'm guessing this. But once we do reach that mobile, it's going to be a whole nother game, man. Because a big thing in a lot of Southeast Asia and a lot of countries over there is they're big on mobile gaming, right? And once this hits mobile, that's just going to give us so much more people to reach too.
I think it's going to be for a couple years that it hits mobile dip.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
you are so right. Imagine though if they get this to such a refined point that on the PC that they have the game down and then release a mobile version of it where you already have a bunch of people playing and then it goes mobile.
Yep.
Ooh boy. Yeah.
And
And I
that,
know Jam City is all about mobile games, so they know how to market and make money off mobile games.
right, right. And I think the biggest thing for us as a community is to really get this out there, right? To the Web 2 gamers. Whether it's, and I see a lot of you guys are making your Twitch streams, which is really good. You guys are creating content. I know some of the people that are making how to fight combat, right? Because it's for I'm a below average player, and I'll be totally honest with everybody here, right? But watching those videos really taught me something. Like, oh shit, I've been doing some of the stuff wrong, and I still got beat today. I got the beat hell out of me. LT beat the shit out of me today. Yeah, but I think that's just very helpful. Just creating content, and not only specifically YouTube and Twitch content, because that's where the gamers are, man.
Oh yeah. So many Twitch streamers out there, right? That's where people actually make millions of dollars is by gaming and streaming it. Like, I know the esports people make a lot of money, but I mean, look at PewDiePie, Dr. Disrespect. I know Amaranth doesn't do a lot, but she makes a lot of money. There's so many other ones that my kids watch that I have no freaking idea what the stupid stuff is that they do. But so many gamers just go on just to watch them, right? And that if once we start getting to that, I know I gotta give a shout out to Raid Token. He was streaming this weekend. I'm pretty sure Professor was in there streaming too. I know Squiddy was streaming earlier this morning for sure. Caught him on the cam live chatting to his stream in the CA, just chilling. But yeah, the streamers, man, they're gonna open it up a lot.
Yeah,
So.
and then we know tournaments might be coming up, right? Because Alpha Play's coming up, tournaments might be coming along, and that's just gonna help us a lot more, right? Everybody loves tournaments, man, and that's gonna be
I'm
great.
so looking forward to it.
That's
Yes.
great streaming content, especially if we have announcers. Now, how cool would that be to have a tournament and then you have your announcers during that? I think it just makes it way much better, right?
Yeah, it's you're talking like finding the next Joe Rogan out here, bud.
yeah, right. And doing these fights, it was so funny because remember Prime Minds back in the day, we always talked about having a spot in the Coliseum where we could announce fights, right? Now, like that the gameplay's coming out, watching this, I really, really can see this being an esport. You could see the skill in it, right?
So much skill. It is so much skill based and timing based. It is insane, and any fighting game really comes down to. It does come down to skill, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like once you find those combos and the moves that get someone into an infinite lock, man, it's hard to do, and even when you do find those perfect timings, you can miss it on the slightest thing.
Yep.
Like, take the Aos, for example. People love spamming the light heavy on her when you're far away because you can get that little ring. It is, like, even knowing it and knowing the timing, I still miss that heavy a lot.
Yeah.
Right? And I would consider myself a decent player.
And
So
a lot of it is discipline, man. And that's what I've been noticing a lot. Discipline. And I'm horrible at it, right? Like if I'm facing a cark, I'm like, I'm gonna let the cark come to me. And then you get impatient, and that's where you get caught, right? Because one wrong move, and depending on that player's skill, they're gonna make you pay dearly for it.
I have been caught by good players, and one wrong move turns the entire tide of the match. Right, the entire tide of the match,
Yep.
and it's just like real fights. Once you get frazzled, you change your fighting style a little bit, and then things just fall apart. So, you
Yeah,
know.
definitely. And you know what, man? Sometimes you get caught up in all the mechanics in the game when really I just posted this right here. Death, life, arcane, these circle of lives, they play a big important part if you really think of it in this game, right? For me, specifically, life horns, man. I don't know what is up with those life horns, dude, but I don't get why life horns can stun you, but death horns can't.
Well, the death horns lock you, and they stun you
Right.
for a slight duration afterwards.
But
Right?
doesn't it
They
seem
root.
a little OP that yeah, you're locked, but you're not stunned. But with the life, you're stunned and you're locked too because you can't move and you're susceptible to damage. Which it depends. If I hit you with those death horns, yeah, you're bleeding out health and you're stuck right there. But you can still block and you can still move like your axes or your weapons, right?
Yeah, a lot of them. It's if you get in a combo lock though, you're stuck, man.
Mm-hmm.
It's there is no combo breakers yet,
Right.
right? A lot of them, like I think it's what Mortal Kombat. Once you build up a bar that's a block breaker bar, so or combo breaker bar, so you at least can break out of a big combo like once per fight.
Yeah, yeah, and along with that, man, for the Kark for a little while, right? The Kark was super OP, man, especially with that combo.
I like to call it the full circle, man. Going
Mm-hmm.
all the way from the claws, all the way around to the horns and back to the claws.
Claws.
Yep,
Yep.
that was OP, and they like the cart got majorly nerfed.
And
Majorly nerfed.
yeah, I think it needed it though, man. People were getting too killed. Just for me, because I watch matches more than I play, so I'm watching matches all day, and I'm literally seeing this Kark just destroy every single family with the same combo move. And in my opinion, if and this is just my opinion, AOS needs to be buffed a little bit, especially maybe her health because that girl gets hit, man, and if you're not good with her, yeah, I know a lot of people complain about the little circle fireball going around her and then the fireball coming out. But if you really can strategize against that and just block them and then dash forward, you could do some real good damage against her.
I'm gonna take a quick pause. I want to do our live giveaway right now for
Woo!
our whitelist spot. And like I said, I'm in the chats. I'm gonna keep it a little bit selfish, and for people who are keeping up on the lore, following the at Champions voices, um, I want to know. I want people to write in there who are the champions names that I created for the lore story for both the NPC characters. First three people to write it in there will do a picker out of those three to determine who gets it. So we'll give people a chance, more than just the fastest fingers, a chance.
Oh,
So
there we
again,
go.
I submitted Lord entry into the most recent NPC creation for the Elemental Eternal one for ones. What are the names of both the champions that I submitted? Put that in there in the live chat, and top three will pick from you three randomly which one gets it. So
Get those
back to combat
WOs.
though. Yeah, get those white lists, stack them up. Yeah, the only thing is if you've already won one, no, please don't submit. If you've already won whitelist. Here's looking at you, do. All right. So back to the combat. Yeah, the AOS definitely. I mean, I've played with all of them, man. I can win with all of them, but it's hard. The Kark, I haven't even really wanted to play with him this weekend.
Mm-hmm.
I played against the Eos earlier, and it was I couldn't tell how far away I was. Right,
Right.
I couldn't hit her because of the new view, and that might just be part of my problem. But so slow. It's so slow too.
The view really messed me up, man. I'm not gonna lie today. I was in it and I was like, geez, dude, like I feel so different in combat. And today was actually the first time you know how you run around the arena, you can click and unlock your opponent and run around. That was the first time I really used that.
Yeah,
I really like it, to be honest, man.
you like
The
the new
running,
view?
the
Oh, the
running,
the, the third person. You get a lot faster.
yeah.
You get,
Especially if
yeah,
you're a
you get
Kark,
a
right?
lot faster. Oh yeah, like, but I am not a fan of people who like to fight running around like that because they're just baiters, and it is a very uninteresting fight that way.
You hear that, baiters? You guys are baiters, man.
They are master at what they do too. For
Yeah,
all of you baiters out there.
and for Miguel MDLC, I saw Miguel, man. This guy was the Kark, right? And
Yeah.
he turned his back to me, dude, and he was just sitting there the whole time. And then I was kind of sitting there, and I was like, "Nah, dude, you're not gonna get me." And what do I end up doing? Going over there, and then he makes me pay for it. Yeah, I mean, they're good strategies, man. I mean, jeez. Um, and
I have not faced NDLC yet. That's funny.
he's pretty good, man. MDLC's pretty good.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, the guy knows his controls. Um, and you know, my biggest thing, I wonder if like the tournament, are there gonna be? How are the tournaments? Because you know, there's gonna be tournaments in the future, man. Like, are there gonna be certain rules to doing that type of stuff, or they're just gonna allow it? You know,
We'll see.
because you know, like matches can last for a long time, man. I mean, I had a match with Gonzaga that was 15 minutes, man, and
I saw that. I didn't watch it because I couldn't watch it because it was 15 minutes.
yeah, man. So it could get kind of long, especially in a tournament format, right? So I'm really interested when they start coming out with tournaments, how they're going to do that.
Yeah, that's true. I wonder if they'll be like, if you guys don't engage each other in the first, like, 20 or 30 seconds, or if you go without engaging for so long, you're automatically disqualified.
Yeah, and do you notice too when you don't fight as long, the crowd boos you?
It's like 2 seconds, bro.
Chill out, man.
Like, yeah, they're like, it's not obvious at all that they want you to not run around, right?
Yeah,
It's like you don't swing, or you try and you dodge twice, and they're like, you're like, what the fuck?
yeah, definitely, man. And oh, another thing happened today, right, guys? Beetle burning yesterday. Pet burning yesterday for
Hmm.
beetles. Did you participate in that?
I did. I did participate in that.
How many did you get? Did
I
you get any ash?
I I tried once and was lucky enough with 85% to get one beetle. I got a life Ilgra, so yeah, at this
Oh,
point, it sounds like I need to pick up a life Ilgra.
yeah, it seems like it, man. And I seen a lot of people, man. I was reading the chats that these guys were like just getting ash left and right. Do you think they might have messed? They kind of like tweaked the probability a little bit.
Man, I know I'm gonna give a shout out, and I know he's gonna hate me for it, but Fox, man, I feel so bad for him. He said he had two failed 90% in a row.
Oof.
In that one situation, I mean, they can obviously the check and see if he was telling the truth, but like that's the one situation. But like, man, that's not quite believable, right?
Man,
But
I believe Fox. We've known Fox for a while. I believe the guy. It sucks, but I believe him if he says that. You know, like two ninety
I believe
percent.
him. It's the that he would fail on two 90%s, that
Oh
it's hard to
man,
believe.
you know
You know what I mean?
I'll tell you something, man. I burned 9 pets for 90% and still got ash.
What?
Yeah, bro. 9 pets, bro. 9 pets. No, and still
That's
got
insane.
ash.
Yep. That's
I know.
insane, bro. You should have just went into a different cycle.
Hey man, yeah. Like I got 2, so I'm happy with 2, man. I'm not gonna try to be
Yep.
greedy and get 3. I got a little bit of ash, so that's cool. Might have some utility in the game, which I think it will have utility in the game as well.
Oh, yeah.
Just like
It's
our
all gonna
pets,
have
right?
utility.
Just like our pets now
Yep.
have utilities. That was really interesting on Twitter now, right? Like for instance, the Summonat. When you're knocked down, if you match the Summonat to the family and to the essence, I believe, right? See, then if he gets knocked down, your opponent, the Summonat comes between you and your opponent, and he fends off the opponent, so you can have time to get up and heal or whatever. I think that's pretty cool.
I feel like they come out with some fucking pretty dope utilities. They're gonna tweak those two and they'll adjust them too, and I can't wait to see what their final the utilities will be. But like for them to have just been like, oh, this is just a free NFT, we're gonna drop you guys, and then like, oh yeah, the community's like they should do something, or like they should be able to fight with us, or you know what I mean, whatever. And like for them to turn it into this, that's a really cool fucking workaround based
Yeah.
on the community input that was given out on no utility free drop cosmetic thing that we thought we were getting, right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that makes me even more bullish right now on the mystery boxes, and makes me pissed that I didn't have the opportunity to play in more slices to get more tickets,
You know
right?
what, man? I had 5 boxes, and I had got, I mean, some of them, like, I heard some people are like, oh, I like emote portraits, this and that. Yeah. That's why I didn't mint too many, because we didn't know too much about the utility for it. And I mean, it's cool. Yeah. I don't mind hanging up a painting in my house on my land or something. But to pay gas each box, right? I was just like, I don't know, man. Like, I have all these tickets, but then I'm going to have to spend a shitload of money minting each box.
How about this tip? I will send you as much money as you need to mint that out, and you send me half of
They
whatever you
said you
get.
have to buy. Yeah, man. I got a boss deed out of it, though, right? So I guess that was something.
Yep, dude. No, like I really think unless Champions comes through and like really dilutes this Imperial value or recreates more of these current NFTs that are in the mystery boxes,
Mm-hmm.
these are going to be the OG of OG NFTs for this game. Like um, everybody else should go out and sell all of their everything they have for as low as possible, so I can buy all of it, and it's all going to be worth more money in the long run.
Oh, for sure, man. Especially.
Like the nobility tiles for one thing. Like
Mhm.
we have no idea what any of this stuff is going to be, and look what they did with the pets. So
Yeah,
I'm out there
man.
putting out offers. I'll tell you that
Well,
much.
I mean, I'm looking for Ash offers too, and I know Sphinx says Ash is a little high. Like, I would just be placing bids on Ash because that it really does sound interesting. And just kind of looking at the pictures, you can kind of speculate what it might be used for or something like that. Whether it's you can use the Ash to bring back a dead champion at no cost. That's speculation, right? That might be used for it. You might be able to use the essence from that ash to put towards a new elemental that you either have or that you're going to resurrect, right? So I think ash is going to be really interesting.
I mean, they have so many different forms of it, right? And
Right.
so there's multiple different uses. They've even said in some of the lore that they use it for different spells,
Right.
different potions, all kinds of stuff. So there's definitely gonna be value to that ash. Um, we'll just see what the utility is, right? It's another one of those long games.
Yep.
Playing it by ear right now, and just 100% speculation.
Right, enhancing items, Sphinx, and you gotta think enhancing items like what? Like if you forge a certain item and you can use ash on it, maybe it gives you a certain ability. To like maybe it drains opponent's health, or maybe it deals 25% more damage with the hit, right?
Oh, I mean, there's so many different opportunities that you could have. You can put it on armor to increase your regen rate, or increase your war paint effect, or make it lighter, make you lighter so that your dodges can go further. All kinds of different stuff. So, I mean, there's the only limit is the imagination of the developers, and we know that these developers have been around and played a lot of games and seen a lot of different utilities for items.
Yeah.
So it's pretty wide open what could happen, guys. But
Yeah, and
remember, it's all speculation. So
all of it's speculation.
Think of what it is.
Yeah, all of it's speculation.
Not financial advice.
Don't go sweep the floor on Ash, and then when you find out Ash is not really that good, or if it is really that good.
Yes, we'll see. We'll see. Just don't take our word. And if you ever have anything you want to give away, Zmakin.eth is a pretty good address to drop it into. It's a good burner wallet.
And do you know, we know Elemental Mint is somewhere in December. I don't think it's going to be the beginning of December. Something tells me it's going to be mid.
I'm pretty sure we've been being told mid-December. I am going to say that I will be highly speculative and say that it's probably not going to happen this year. Champions Ascension has had a big history of not quite hitting their timeline goals. So unless they're really going to ramp up, it's now the 26th of November.
Right.
Mid-December is in 3 weeks.
Yeah.
Right? And I've seen plenty of projects actually come out and in like 2 to 3 weeks have a big, huge, 20 to 30,000 follower jump. But those are hype projects that usually end up doing nothing, right?
Right.
Even if Jam City was to actually unleash a huge marketing effect, it's not going to be immediate. You're not going to have the amount of eyes in 3 weeks that you would need to be able to truly flush out gamers from flippers.
You know what, Pierre? Was Slice really was the arena really on time? Unless I'm mistaken, was it supposed to be the beginning, like November 4th, but then it got back to November 10th? Or am I wrong about that?
The first weekend in November. They were supposed to have it done at the end of October, and we were supposed to be in the beginning of November. And I believe it was the second.
Slightly pushed back, but you know what, man? Like, the pushbacks, I don't mind. As long as the product's good.
Oh, we already know the product's going to be good. At this point, we just need the full marketing on board, right? Like, we need, like, I don't think, depending on how they're doing the allocation for whitelists, unless there's going to be very few that are given out to non-holders, I just don't think there's enough eyes on Champions Ascension yet to be able to have a mint out. Right? I mean, as long as they open it up to public, it's going to mint out, because current holders will just swoop them all up.
Yeah, man. We have a great community too. Like I said, even through the bad times, and we've had some bad times, guys. We've been there from the start. So I believe we have a great core community, and easily, if there's leftover, I can see our community minting out quite a few, depending on the price, right? That's going to be the really interesting thing is right after mint, I'm going to be looking on OpenSea, right? I'm going to be seeing for how much these things are going for. And that, honestly, is the best time to snipe. Just like, if we would have known what we know now about the primes right after mint, there could have been some straight up steals.
Oh my gosh, yes. Like, oh my god. It's, hindsight's 20/20, Dip. Hindsight's always 20/20, right?
Yep.
So when you don't have all the information, you're just throwing darts at whatever you think is good.
Yep, and see if a balloon pops somewhere, man. Yeah.
Hopefully, you got the prize tag in it.
Yeah. Hopefully, it has the prize tag in it, man. And you know, I'm really interested to see what the stats are going to be for elementals. Are there going to be 5 peers? Are there going to be 4 peers? We know they're not going to be divinities, but there's going to be something else as far as parts. Are they still going to be epic? Or are they going to be named differently? Right?
It'll be the sublime parts.
The
That
sublime.
was one thing.
The sublime will
Yeah,
be like the epic, or will be like the divinity for the primes. Is that what I'm?
correct. It'll be
Okay.
one step. So they're creating a new tier above epic. It'll and below divinity or below divine. So it'll be like instead of common, rare, epic, divine, it'll be common, rare, epic, sublime, divine.
Sublime divine. Interesting, because when we breed elementals with primes, will those sublime parts be able to be passed down?
They will not.
So they can change. They'll change like divinity changes: epic, rare, common.
Correct. So it'll be pretty much be you go right down to epic or whatever their D2 gene is or their random gene. You know, and sure it's still going to be subject to all the different genetic modifications that are currently already published.
Right, and they might have a 10% chance, like maybe with the primes, of having some type of unique mutation, which it could still be like, say you breed 2 Karks, and one of them has divine horns, and when it gets passed to you, you can probably get a rare or epic horn. However, it's gonna look different cosmetically. So I suppose that's probably going to be the same thing that they're going to have with the elementals.
Most likely, it's. I mean, like I said, it's going to be all the same breeding stuff. Just they'll treat the sublime parts just like the divine. Yes, that's how they should.
Yeah.
You know, they have specifically said that sublime will not pass down. I don't think I can post it really quick if you want in the Discord. There's have you got the elemental mint? It's like a little fact sheet that CA's put out.
Oh yeah, the elemental mint fact sheet. I seen that. It was very interesting.
Yeah. Here I'm pushing it. I just dropped it in the Discord right now. If you have the opportunity to throw that up there.
Okay.
But it also says 10% of elementals will randomly receive a mystery bonus perk, and I don't know if that's going to be an extra mystery box or what exactly this mystery bonus perk is. So that's very exciting. So that means 1,000 of these elementals will come with something extra.
Yeah, and
that's what it's talking about. Sublime parts right there.
Okay, and then I also throwing up this picture real quick, guys, for you, because I love it, and I just love how aesthetically pleasing that the elementals look right now. And as you see, they've posted a couple of images. This one's of an Ilgra, and man, I'm very pleased with how they're looking right now. What do you think about those?
The ones that they've been dropping on the Twitter, and obviously those are not what we're gonna get as our actual, OpenSea profile pictures.
Right.
They've edited those, but dude, whoever they look pretty dope, man. They look pretty dope. The one that Champions Ascension has right now, I'm pretty sure that's a Mountain Eos. Like those wings look rock solid, bro.
Yeah,
rock solid.
Yeah, man. Like I'm really big fans of how they're making these. Like honestly, and I hate to say this, but I think they look better than the primes. Like man, like damn, man. I want these bad boys more than I want the primes. Actually,
visually, I mean, I really want that. Like, I know there's quite a few people out there who really want to get one of those water gatekeepers, man. Like, they are very visually attractive for sure. Eye-catching pieces.
All day. Yeah, I love the gatekeepers. Especially the water ones look really nice as well.
I really think that the water gatekeepers, the fire whisperers, and the mountain. What was it? the Karks.
The
Just
mountain
those are the ones
cards.
that are on
Yep.
the page.
Yep.
Yep, those ones are going to be the ones that do it.
There you go, Pierre.
Those are going to
He
be.
said elementals for looks, primes for utility. I totally agree.
Yep,
Yeah.
I agree as well.
And, I always wonder what these mystery boxes are going to be, man. And you see the little, like it looks like an octopus. Do you think this might be a pet?
That's that mystery box. I don't know what's in there, man. There's so many things that it could be. It's pretty ridiculous. So if it's a pet, dude, that'll be some crazy shit. I don't know if you guys heard that in the background right now, the clapping. I just did the wheel of names for. We had 3 entries for the whitelist giveaway. We had Legif, Pide, and Buko TV, and the winner is Buko TV. I
Nice.
took a video of it. So congratulations, Buko TV. You won a whitelist from Prime Minds. So we're going to have one more that we'll announce at the end before we let everyone go here soon. I just want to follow up with everybody on that. I'll post it to Twitter for the winner. And then, dude, that box though, man. I really am excited, and that's one thing that I have almost no speculation on. I don't think it's going to be a pet though. I
Yeah.
just think that's one weird ass box.
Just
I mean, look at
speculation.
the anus in a cage that they had. None of us would have said that's how you catch a beetle.
Yeah.
Right? So I'm going to take back seat and just watch the ride on this mystery box, man.
Yeah, and I'll probably, and you already know if someone gets mystery boxes, they're probably going to be going for sale on OpenSea. So I'll probably be scooping one up if I don't get one.
Yep. Oh, I wonder if it comes with the Prime. If it'll be attached to the Prime in some way, or the Elemental in some way.
That's good too. Maybe it might be. Yeah, exactly. And as with this team, ever since looking at what the pets utilities are going to be, you can tell this team does love utility. So I speculate that there will be some utilities for these mystery boxes or something containing that you can use in the game.
Gonna be there's gonna be something, right? Like I know we're all still waiting, but there's still stuff coming to us from people who minted. I mean, I know none of us have talked about it in a long
Oh
time, but we
yeah.
still have the box NFTs that are coming to us.
Yep.
We have our weapons that are coming to us. People who did the double trouble and the triple threat are getting the triple threats are getting the the piece of visual upgrade for their land or
Yep.
piece of
Decorations.
foliage or something. Yeah, Sorry, I had a brain fart. Thank you there.
Got a nice. Yep.
And then, like, I was one of the first 600, and I still will be getting another special edition champion skin or
Same.
champion
And a champion, right?
after.
A regular champion too,
Yeah,
right?
just a regular champion. Yeah. So this mystery could be, any of those things plus more, or something completely different. So.
Yeah, and we're forgetting, man, and honestly, and I'm going to post a picture here because, how clean this is going to look. Because we're playing our champions right now, and they have absolutely no armor, right? They don't have anything. And I'm just adjusting this picture because it just gives it to me really big. So it might take me a while. But just how they're going to look with armor, guys, that's what I'm more excited about. Look at how, I know we got the challengers, and we kind of look like the challengers right now, right? We don't have armor and all that. But imagine when we have armor and all that, and we're like the Infinity Gauntlet, remember? Because that was a thing, right? Diamond armor by holding Prime Eternals, you get access to Diamond Coin, which you can get Diamond armor for. So those are still coming.
Yeah. Oh, all those diamonds, baby. Everything diamond, that's gonna be the meta one day.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, man.
So, hopefully.
And if our primes are going to be looking like this, like we see in the pictures, man, imagine, I don't even know if my Grondel is going to be able to have a chest plate because his belly's going to be so big. So it'll be interesting how they integrate that in the game. Maybe he'll just have a chest plate and he won't have nothing covering his stomach. I don't know.
a big ass. That's a bunch of diamonds to cover that belly, bro.
Yeah.
I think if you want to make, maybe they'll just make it cost more diamond tokens.
Yeah, definitely, man. And it's really interesting to see what those use case utilities are going to be as well, right? Because as we know, what do we have so far? We have Essence Coin, we have Diamond, we have Bone, and we have Massina. Is that correct? Those
Hmm.
four right now.
Yep. So far, yes.
So it's really going to be interesting to see what their value is going to hold. Me personally, I think Essence is going to be that one that you're going to be able to swap for fiat, or you're going to be able to swap for ETH eventually. And then the others, I believe you'll be able to swap those for Essence, and then Essence is going to be the big one that you'll be able to probably swap for via fiat or ETH or Bitcoin, who knows, or other coins, right?
Yeah, I mean, so the way they kind of explained it was like it seems like Essence is going to be the one that you kind of would swap from the layer two option for ETH, and that way that'll be the one thing. Everything will be bought kind of in Essence, is what it seems like, right?
Yeah.
Kind of like Essence will be um, your base coin, kind of like COD points or V Bucks or
Yep.
whatever. You know what I mean? That kind of stuff. And then just trade your essence for Massina, or trade it for diamond, or trade it for bone, or whatever tokens that they have that they come up with eventually. So
Yeah, yeah, definitely, man. And like I said, really interesting. Like next year is going to be very interesting, right? Because breeding, February, Valentine's, right around the corner.
mhm.
I'm interested to see if they're going to be making that date. I would love to be able to breed primes on on Valentine's Day. That would be great and all. But I don't know, man. I don't know if it's going to stick to that date at all.
Personally, I would totally be fine if they pushed it back by about 8 or 9 days, because I'll be in Hawaii that time. But other than that, yeah, man. I'm not sure. We'll see. I think that's a great date to try to stick to it.
Hmm.
But the thing with breeding is the whole point of breeding should be to bring more people into the game, right?
Exactly.
And we should be breeding to be able to turn around and relist these assets, and they should be increasing a. They should be in an OpenSea collection, right? And so we're there's no point in doing that until they have something that is going to be more ready for a larger population to be able to purchase those champions
Yeah.
and then come into play. So saying February, mid-February, to have a game that they're, I mean, they could possibly be having, if they were to mint out of the Elemental Eternals, and let's say 5,000 new wallets came on, right? That's still, the opportunity for at least 7,500 people to be trying to play this game at one point in time with their individual wallets. I don't
Right.
think Champions Ascension is ready for 7,500 people even next month to come in and play this game.
Right.
I don't think their servers could handle that, let alone we'd have two crab tables and 4 Dudo tables, which I know they could easily increase that or increase the number of servers, right? But
Right.
like
Well, they did, right?
I
They added a Southeast Asia, right, server.
yep, they
Yeah,
did.
I love that.
I just I just don't know if there's very many people playing on that server. I actually jumped on the Southeast Asia server
Uh
today
huh.
and played the same person 3 times. And
Ah.
shout out to Hayabach. Hayabach and me were going heads. We were freaking. I think it was 3 for 3, and then went back, or it was 2 for 2. Went back, and then he finally swept me on the 2 rounds.
Yeah.
All right, I'll give it to you. I'll give it to you. Good game.
And another creative business model, right? Okay, and let's just think of this business. Me as an individual person, I have these primes. I only have four right now, right? And say you get a 4 or 5 elementals. So for me altogether, I have 10. Eventually, if it gets down to the point, and we're talking about full blown economy, I wouldn't mind hiring a couple people to play these assets for me once it's lucrative to do so. And that's something that people need to think about too. Well, it's like, okay, well, do I flip? or do I really look at the long term and I can see once this full economy game is out, having actual players grind for you when it's going to be really lucrative to play the game, right?
Depends on how Gem City interprets the
And
scholarship
breeding.
program into it, right? Because they've already said that they want to include that in house, which again it increases my speculation for the centralized exchange idea. But they've already said that they want to do that in house, and if they do it right, without letting people come in and destroy the economy by doing the scholarship program, then I dude,
Well, this is what I'm thinking. This is what I would be thinking, right? Because of course you do that, right? Scholarship program. That's what Axie dealt with. People just cashing out money, because that's what Web 3 people do. But what if the game is so lucrative, right, in the future that you could pay these people, not in Massina or nothing, be like, no, I'm gonna pay you a certain salary, and you're gonna play with my player, right? But you're not gonna get to keep anything from the game. This is
yeah.
like a mini job, like just like if you're working for any other job, right? You're
hmm
you're a forklift driver. You don't own the forklift, but you're getting paid hourly, or you're getting paid a certain amount of salary to have that person operate that forklift for you.
I can get paid $50 to play my Prime for 2 hours, and I'm gonna make 100 or however it goes.
Oh, however, exactly, and that's one of the ways it can go too, and that's how we can protect. We can protect the economy that way as well, right? Just by like, hey, man, like, of course the game will have to be rolling out, Messina and all this stuff will have to be implemented. Then you can come up with a plan. Okay, like say I'm earning $800 a month per Prime, dude. I'll pay you, whichever. I'll pay you $300. Pay with my Prime for a certain amount of hours a week and this and that. In return, you're getting paid and you're playing a game, you're having fun, and in return, anything that you make or earn, that belongs to me. And then that way you can ensure that, because us that have been here from the start, we're not going to dump on this economy, right? We're going to take care of it. So I think that's
Yeah.
one of the ways we can stabilize it as well.
Yeah, I mean, there's so much that we can do in the talk about economics, but
Yep.
we can't do any of that until the game comes out, right?
Exactly.
We could sit here and speculate for ages, but we gotta get the game out that has tokens.
Yep.
So let's get a little bit further. We'll go a little bit. We'll just keep on making people bleed, and bleeding is believing, as they say.
Yeah. Changing topic now. Yeah, exactly. The gym. Lots of babies. Yeah, exactly, man. As you know, Prime Minds, man, sometimes we deep dive and we and it all is speculation, right? Some speculation has come true, some hasn't, and just, was dumpster fires. But, that's what we like to do. To speculate and really to see what the potential of we got in Champions.
Well, not only that, but like a lot of stuff that has been created in the community comes from other people speculating. Oh, this would be cool. What if they did it this way? And it
Yep.
gives it's a sharing of ideas. It's a good way for people to come together and share their ideas on what they think could be cool or could be disastrous, right? And it's all in good humor, guys.
Well,
We love y'all.
pets were just was a request, right? People wanted pets, and what happened? People got pets. Now
And
pets
now
have utility.
pets are gonna be OP, man. That's why I'm telling you these. I actually convinced my bosses at work to let me come in early and leave early on Thursdays and Fridays to be able to get home, to play Slice, to get tickets, to get these fucking memorabilia boxes, because these are gonna be the NFTs that are like I never played World of Warcraft, but imagine if like a first edition Pokemon card was on sale, right? Like fucking first edition Charizard just sold for $100,000. Like this is gonna be that level of shit, boys. So everyone that's listening now, remember I said that I want like a 0.0001% when you sell something for $100,000 because you held on to it because I said it. That's $1, by the way.
Yeah, it'll be something the day an emoji painting collectible goes for 100 grand. Then I'll be holy shit. We're in the Twilight Zone at that point.
Dude, it's gonna be. I think the creeds, even though there's 3,200 of them, will actually be something that gets utilized a lot. Because if you think about it, if they keep it at 3,200 and there's a million players in the game, and that's like you can play this entrance song before you come in at the Coliseum, like they do for like WWE and stuff like that.
Right.
Like if you this would be the OGest of the OG songs that you could come into at all, right? Like this is the type of stuff that you'll be able to put up there on your profile that people will be like, oh shit, they've been here since the beginning, right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah, and those are still like even like Fortnite OG skins, are very popular and people want those skins too, right? So only natural, and I think we'll be able to reach that million players on mobile for sure.
sure. For sure.
For sure.
For sure, bro. So, let's just wrap it up and talk a little bit about the lore that they do have going on. I
Yep.
know we kind of haven't had very many opportunities to do any episodes since the beginning of the month, and writer Ryan has been fucking killing it over there on at Champions Voices. Started a lore contest at the beginning of the month that's going to be running for 4 weeks. So people who are listening now and over the next couple of days still have a chance to get in.
Yep.
Got 20 spots opening up for a one-of-one elemental mint. We actually had 2 spots that were won just yesterday. Congrats to Spider Drop and congrats to Clinton C. Lambert.
Nice.
They won 2 of the content creator entries. Half of them will be free content creation for people interacting with the story as it's being built, because it is a kind of community build your own adventure lore story that's going on. And then there'll be 10 other spots that are given away to people who engage and interact with the story as it develops. So get your butts over there and get a chance to be in a 1 of 20 raffle for a 1 of 1 elemental. And again, shout out to the creative team at Jam City for putting together some really cool stuff.
Yeah, definitely. Always, those guys are always working hard, man. And appreciate everything they do for us as well. Because we've seen a lot of projects in the spaces have either disappeared or have gone quiet. So definitely appreciate the team still putting out content and working on a great game for us.
Oh yeah, even some of the big stuff goes quiet. You know what I mean? So
Yep.
it's nice having something to be able to play and distract us from that as well, though. Definitely very fun to play.
Yep, definitely, man. Yeah. So with that said, do we have another contest we're going on right now, or
We do. After this episode is over, I'm going to post a tweet from the official Prime Minds Pod at Prime Minds Pod on Twitter to be able to enter. We do want to try and get more people engaged, not only with the podcast but with the Champions Ascension community in general. So for this, it's going to be a normal Twitter contest, like, retweet, tag 3 people. There's going to be a couple stipulations though for this one. The 3 people have to be 3 people that are not in Jam City already, and at least one of those 3 people need to like, retweet, and tag the post as well, and follow Prime Minds and Champions Ascension. So pretty much don't just tag 3 random people. You want to have it tag some people who are actually going to engage from being tagged, right? They'll like, retweet, tag the post as well to get it out to other people they know, and just people that aren't in Champions Ascension. Can enter this as long as you haven't already won a whitelist for Champions Ascension. So look for that tweet coming out soon.
nice, man. I know we've been on for an hour and 19 minutes now. Had a lot to talk about, guys. Enjoy doing this. As you know, holidays are coming up, so we're doing a podcast once every other week. And then, once things calm down a little, I see us getting back onto normal schedule, providing you guys more content, more insights. We've been doing this since March. Is that correct, Z?
Yeah, we've been doing it for a few months now, man.
Yeah, yeah. So always happy to have you guys here supporting us, man. We're gonna keep bringing you guys content. Uh, Hopefully, when we have some nice tournaments and stuff, Prime Minds would love to commentate your guys' battle, watch, and hype you guys up for those fights as well.
Except for Duelit, he says he has horrible rounds. They're over in like 20 seconds, so I refuse. I refuse to do it. No, we'll be happy to do anybody's, man. It doesn't matter, any guild, anything like that. If you wanna, if you want the Prime Minds to be there, we'd be happy to support the community.
Yep.
So you guys support us. We're happy to support you. Much, much love for that. And yeah, just as a wrap up, man, I just want to say thank you, everybody, for being out there and supporting us. Everybody who does show up, everybody who retweets us, everybody who watches us, likes, subscribes, shares the videos. If you're out there supporting us in any way, we got love for you, and we'll make sure we support you back. So,
yep,
we
definitely.
see you.
Appreciate everyone. Still bullish on the market, man. Even though it's down, this is the time to build. Stay in there. Stay positive. A lot of things happening in between then. Like with me, I was at the edge of leaving the space altogether once my wallet got hacked and I lost all my primes. But the community really brought me up, really kept me in here. So all I gotta say, guys, just stay positive and wag me. We are going to make it.
Me, for sure.
All right, guys.
And don't.
Oh,
Yep,
go ahead.
I was say, go ahead, bring us out. Yep.
Yes, sir. All right, guys. Well, as you know, we'll come back to you again. And with that said, everybody have a great weekend, and we'll see you later on in combat within the next couple hours. And Prime Minds, think alike.
Oh.